So my name is Stonier-Watson and I graduated in 2018 from Caulfield campus. So I started at Caulfield when I was in prep. I moved from Hong Kong as an international student. So I started at Melbourne campus with my three brothers, and I stayed at Caulfield then right through to the end after that. For me, the highlight was more just the experience overall and the everyday. And I think one thing that I didn't appreciate at the time that I really appreciate now was being able to see my friends every day, unplanned, no scheduled clashes. I miss that, and I miss the simplicity of coming to school 5 days a week and seeing your friends. Something that Caulfield instilled in me was to give everything a go, no matter your ability level, and I did do a couple of things that I was terrible at. Thinking back, cross country was definitely one of them, and so I'm grateful that I was given the opportunity to do that, and I like to think that I still am able to take those risks, whereas if I didn't have a school environment that encouraged that, I might be more insecure to do that. Graduated in 2018 and I started uni straight away the next year. I studied commerce and law, and in my first year of uni I joined a uni society. And the one I joined was actually because of another Caulfield Grammar parent telling my mum that, and then she told me that it would be a good one to join. And there were actually quite a few Caulfield alumni in the committee, so I thought, why not? So that's what influenced my decision to join that specific society. I think what inspired me to pursue investment banking and finance was actually my year 11 and 12 accounting teacher, Miss Lim, who teaches, I think she's now teaching at Willis Hill, but she was teaching at Caulfield at the time, and she had just exited a career of investment banking. And I remember when she first said it to me, I didn't know what investment banking was, and I don't think anyone really does know what investment banking is until you work in it, especially not at school. But it sounded really cool, and I believed her when she said that it could be a good career for me. So when I joined that society at uni, it fell into line because they had investment banks as sponsors, and then through that exposure in the society and meeting people and networking, I was able to kind of put my finger a little bit more on what these people actually do and why it could be suited to me. And then where I work at the fund, both of my bosses are ex-investment bankers, so they were able to talk to me about it further and confirm that it would be a good place for me. And then I've obviously done 2 internships in that area, which further confirmed it, so I was lucky to get that experience before I commit to a grad role, which I now have in an investment bank, so I'm looking forward to that. I joined the CGA the year after I left school as well, 2019, lots of starting new things for me, as the younger past students representative. So really that role entails engagement with young alumni, and it's how can we engage and give those alumni things that are helpful to them. It's not about anything to do with what the school can gain from it. It's really like, how can we help people in this transition? So I guess going through that transition myself, I've been able to say what would be helpful for me and what would be helpful from what I'm hearing from my friends, my siblings, etc. and feed that through onto the committee. I think to my younger self, I would say don't fret the small decisions, because I think there's a lot of emphasis. Well, I felt there was a lot of emphasis on, life being a series of choices, one leading to the other, etc. But it's just not as simple as that, because each choice doesn't contain the same material value as each other. So I think take the pressure off and just do what you feel is right, and things they work out. They actually do. I think as a more general piece of advice, not me specific, to students, I would say try everything and figure out what you don't like, because I think that is easier than figuring out what you do. And sometimes if you're trying things that you think you'll like and you don't like them, that can be really disheartening. Whereas if you go in the mindset of, I'll see if I don't like it, and then you don't, it's pressure's off. And that probably applies to young alumni starting out their careers. Try, and also don't be scared to reach out to people, because I know it's really scary. I've done it, but it's worthwhile, so do.